Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a break with Stephen, Mr. Stephen Shamus.
Good to see you, my friend. I see you have your same vest on.
I'm back in the vest world. Yeah.
Back in the
it's
vest
comfortable.
business.
It's comfortable.
Okay.
It's chill.
I gotcha.
It's
gotcha.
chill.
What's your next stop, by the way, on the Alex Ray World Tour?
The World Tour
Florida?
is Florida SuperCon, and then San Diego Comic-Con, and then
nice
New York.
weather.
Yeah. Two big ones back to back.
Then New York, you might get a little chilly, but the other ones sound like
that's what I got the vest for. I'm not chilly with the vest.
Got it. All right, what do we got today, Alex?
Back to superheroes, and one that's we have no idea what the superhero is going to be like in the movie, but we're going to talk about it anyways. We're going to talk about the original Chameleon.
He can transform himself into a carbon copy of any person whose image...
Since we were talking about Kraven the Hunter movie last time, we're going to talk about Ocean Master.
Stop this madness, Orm!
King Orm, traitor!
This is genocide. Billions will die. For what? So that Atlantis can feel safe again?
Victory is the only way to ensure our safety.
Our friend Orm. We're going to talk about Stingray from DC Comics that's in the Aquaman movie. And then we're going to talk about El Muerto from the Spider-Man family.
Got it. All right, what are we starting with?
Let's talk about Chameleon. Our boy Chameleon.
So obviously the first appearance of Chameleon is Amazing Spider-Man #1.
Yes.
But going to be in the Kraven movie, played by Fred Heckinger. We haven't seen the Chameleon before in any of
some video
films,
games, some cartoons. That's about it. Nothing in the movie world, which is crazy because
right? Because if
you just use the actors to play the same character.
I know, and you would think that the Chameleon over the years, anything in particular that we should know about the Chameleon? I'm surprised they hadn't used it before because it is a known character.
He was in the first issue. It's very weird, but I mean, the Chameleon's been around forever. Obviously, he's brothers with Kraven the Hunter. They're brothers. They're siblings. So that's probably why we're going to see that here. Other than that, I mean, he's just been around. I mean, he's battled everybody. He's gotten more powers, less powers. He can become anybody. So again, why not use? I mean, that's you just put a blank mask on someone's face, and then every actor in the movie that is the Chameleon's very easy. So right. We'll see. This Kraven the Hunter movie is going to be crazy. It's got a lot of people in it.
I know. So Amazing Spider-Man #15, we're going to jump to August of 1964, 2 9/8, obviously 7 9/6s, 29 9.4s, 32 9/2s, 66 9/0s, an 8.5 recently sold for $4,300, a 6.5 for about $1,700, a 6.0 for about $1,600. So yeah, they're going to be pricey even in the 6s and 7s. Maybe try to find a clean 7.5. First appearance of Kraven the Hunter is also in that film, is also in that book. Second appearance of the Chameleon. First mention of Mary Jane Watson, Stan Lee, and Steve Ditko. We already talked about that a lot. Then the other book to take a look at, I think the one that you should really focus on is Spider-Man 307. That's Todd's heyday.
Mm-hmm.
Those pops are going to be high, but it's not as high as you would think it is. They did sell a lot of copies of 307, but the pop is not that high. Yeah. It's that cool Spider-Man Chameleon faced cover.
Yeah, it's coming
kind of a cool cover.
Face. Yeah,
a great cover. It's one of the few Amazing Spider-Man covers my dad did not own at any time. My dad never
he passed on that. And he's like, yeah, I'm okay.
He didn't pass on it. Todd never had that one. Anyone that Todd had, my dad pretty much got a hold of. I don't know who got a hold of that one.
Did the inker get that
Maybe.
one? I know sometimes they trade off.
That is one that we never saw. We never saw that cover. I never saw it in Todd's portfolio.
Interesting.
So I don't know what happened to it. There's a few that I actually have a memory of which ones we've seen in the portfolio. That was never in the portfolio. I don't know what happened to that one.
Interesting.
But in any case, yeah, it could have gone to David McElhaney. It could have gone to the inker. I don't know. That I think is going to be the issue. Pop is not that high. Spider-Man 307, October of 88. this was Todd McFarlane at his peak.
Number one.
244 9/8, 299. It's about a $225 book. I'm surprised it's not more. That's the cool Chameleon cover, David Michelinie story with Todd McFarlane cover and art. All right, what do we got next, Alex?
Ocean Master, our friend Orm, one of my favorite fictional names. Ocean Master, Orm,
played by Patrick Wilson. The movie comes out in November. So talk a little bit about Ocean Master.
Yeah, I mean, Ocean Master, I mean, if you didn't watch the first movie or read comics, Ocean Master is Orm. He is Aquaman's half brother. After Aquaman's mother had him, she gave him to his father to live on the land. She went back to ruling Atlantis, and she ended up marrying one of the guardsmen and having Orm, and then Orm becomes king for a little while before Aquaman returns. There's the he is a villain character because he thinks his rightful place is ruling. But sometimes, in the New 52, he wasn't seen as a villain. So he's just, probably one of the coolest masks in all of the comics. But yeah, I mean, we saw him in the first Aquaman movie. He's not going anywhere. Interested to see what they do with him. Hopefully he's not always just a villain, because I like when Orm is kind of like loves his brother and wants to do stuff with him. So we'll see.
Right.
Love Patrick Wilson.
Yeah, well, he's fantastic.
Yeah.
He was in Watchmen. Yep. Yeah, Owlman too, right? Okay. Aquaman number 29, October of 66. There's only 4 9/8s, 9 9/6s, 17 9.4s, and 28 9/2s. An 80 is about 575. Not terrible. Origin and first appearance of Ocean Master, Orm, Aquaman's half brother, Bob Haney story, Nick Hardy cover and art. Then Aquaman number 23.2. I don't remember what DC was doing back then, Alex. Do you have any sense of what DC was doing in 2014 with the points?
I think it was just a fun, like, I think the points were all villains, and so like each comic with a 0.1, 0.2s or whatever, it was a side story from the main story.
Got
the 3D lenticulars were huge. Those are huge books. All
right, so it was 2014. 59 9.8s, 7 9/9s, actually 6 10s. It's about a $5 to $10 raw book. It's a 3D lenticular cover, Ocean Master number 1. I think they like scrolled out the name and wrote Ocean Master 1, if I remember.
Yeah.
Jeff Johns story, Geraldo Borges and Ray Jose art, Paul Pelletier and Sean Parsons cover. The second print, I believe they made non-lenticular. I think that's what they were doing back then. Yeah. There's only 1 9.8. $5 to $10 raw. I think these are all good buys right now, very inexpensive. And then there's Ocean Master, You're the Villain number 1 from November of 2019. There's 2 9/8s, about a $40 to $50 9/8 book, which is very cheap, $5 raw. That. Dan Waters story, Miguel Mendonca art with Francisco Matina cover.
Early Matina.
All right, Alex's pick of the week. I think I know what's coming.
The first 5 issues are sought after. Some of those covers are, early art from some of the bigger names in the comics, of that era, and also hard to find in good shape. Like a lot of I don't know what it's called, but it's the wave on the spines happens a lot of with these books if they're not taken care of.
So issue 2 and 3. So we found like boxes with some old magazines in them. Mm-hmm. So issues 2 and 3 had a glue spine. Anything that has a glue spine on it is basically no chance at a 9/8. They told us just because the way the glue, what you call the wavy lines, that was just in the production process.
Right.
So I mean, I've gone through dozens and dozens of copies that were fresh out of a case, and none of them are 9/8s.
Yeah,
you can't press them. You can't do anything. The glue bleeds. Which causes an automatic deduction. So there's nothing you could do about it. So 2 and 3, you just won't see any in those high grades. You just have to settle for 9/2s, 9/4s, and things like that. I can't remember what they said the minimum would be on 2 and 3. And then I think when you got into issue 4 and 5, I think that's when we started going back to the non-glue spines. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember which issue we started polybagging. It may have been 5 or 6 or something. And once you got into the polybagging, then you're able to get the higher grades if you
Yeah.
press them, because the seam on the poly bag tended to make an indentation on the back of the book.
Especially if they're
But
stacked.
but they're pressable. That's
Yep.
pressable.
Yep.
So,
Like Spider-Man ones,
yes,
X-Force ones, yeah, same thing.
those are pressable creases.
Yeah.
Because they don't break color. So in any case, yeah. So 2 and 3 are impossible. 4 and 5 you can get 9/8, not easy. And then I think it was issue 6 where we started like treating them more where people were saving them as opposed to just reading them and throwing them away.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Fun.
All right, cool. By the way, Bart Sears I think did the most covers, and he used a pen name called Whitman back in the day. Yeah, so Bart did a lot of Bart did a lot of covers for us. He was fantastic.
Yeah, quick too.
Yeah. All right. So what do we got next, Alex?
Stingray.
Right. You said there was some confusion on this character.
Yeah.
It is in the Aquaman movie, and it is played by Johnny Zhao.
Yeah, I'm unsure without doing more research because there's nothing I could find. So the character Stingray is a big character in Marvel Universe. It's a big ocean hero who was in the Avengers and everything, but this is a DC Comics movie, so it's not that Stingray. The only Stingray that's really been popping up in the DC Universe is the one from the Multiverse Guidebook, and the Multiverse Guidebook was a Grant Morrison series called Multiverse, and there was like, it was different take on the superheroes in the multiverse. So the Stingray was Stingray from Earth 34 is actually Bruce Wayne, who instead of seeing a bat and becoming Batman, he sees a Stingray and decides to become Stingray, the superhero, instead of Batman. So it is Bruce Wayne, and it is an aquatic character. I have a feeling that this may or may not be the same character. I don't see how they're going to have the Stingray character be Bruce Wayne, but I mean, DC has the license for the character name, so they're going to use it. So we'll see. I mean, the only appearance is this guidebook. So if this Stingray is a hero, this is the way to go, I think.
Right. Okay, so you're correct. It's the Multiversity Guidebook #1 from March of 2018. There's only one 9.8, $10 to $15 raw right now. It's a Grant Morrison story. Marcus Toe and Paulo Sequeira art with a Ryan Hughes cover. Okay, next is the Phil Jimenez 1 in 50 variant cover. There's two 9.8s. That's about a $5 to $10 raw book. There's actually a Grant Morrison. He actually did one of the covers. 1 in 100 variant cover, 6 9.8s is about $150. And then there's the sketch cover, which is 1 9.8, and they're $15 to $25 raw. All right, what are we closing with today, Alex? This is an interesting one.
El Muerto. This is a big push. Yeah.
This book's going to go absolutely bonkers.
Yes.
Played by one of the most popular artists in the world.
Yeah. Top 5 by
I think he was the #1 most downloaded artist last year.
Wow.
Bad Bunny is playing. So let's talk a little bit about El Muerto. The film comes out next year. I don't think they printed a lot of copies of this book in 2008, but talk a little bit about the El Muerto character.
Yeah, the character is essentially he's a luchador wrestler, a Mexican luchador. He's a character where there is the El Dorado. There's a god El Dorado who is essentially he bestows his power on this generation of the Estrada family, and you have to wrestle the god to gain the power that you get from the mask. And this is a generational thing. So
you stopped there. I thought you froze or something.
I was definitely thinking, because it's a very hard thing to say. So it's a generational mask that's from wrestlers. But the point of this character of El Muerto is that when Juan Carlos Estrada Sanchez goes to fight the god actually kills his father and he runs away. So the god gave him 10 years to train to come back and fight him. So Juan Carlos, trains as a luchador, becomes a superhero. He gets the powers, and he becomes kind of, he's a superhero, but it's more of like the kind of the on the level kind of superhero, not like Spider-Man or Superman who's going against it. I mean, when he fights Spider-Man in the Spider-Man books, he tries to demask Spider-Man because that's how he was going to get the full powers of the gods. He had to demask somebody, another luchador. But of course, it's Spider-Man. That's not gonna win. So we'll see.
Right.
We'll see what happens.
This book, Friendly, it's going to be massive with Bad Bunny. Friendly, I mean, he's got such a massive following. So Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man number 6, May of 2008. Or am I reading that wrong? Is it 2006? Oh, it's
2006. Yep.
Oh, my eyesight, Alex.
Still, yeah.
2006. Okay. There are 54 9.8s. It's about a $375 book. It's going to go up and up and up.
Yeah.
Direct editions have Neopets, The Darkest Fairies Pullout poster, insert included, Peter David story, Roger Clues and Eau Claire Albert art, Mike Wieringo cover. Alex. Back in the day, Carl Kessel, rest in peace, Mike.
Yeah.
I used to be a fan. Used to come to our shows.
Oh my God. Such talent.
Yeah.
Still, you still look at that stuff and it's like the Telos books are just beautiful. Beautiful.
It held up.
Yep.
All right. Well, we thank you for joining us today. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them in the field below. Otherwise, we'll see you all next week. Same bad time.
Same bad channel.